I've heard it said that anything that you know that you can't use to perfect your life is evil. And it's funny then to take that in the context of the distinction between knowing how and knowing about. There is a kind of know how that's a pure process. It's not conscious. It's the way that you digest your food. It's the way that you grow your hair. It's the part of you that could make a baby with another person. It's all of those physical and chemical processes that go on whether we know anything about them at all. And then there are the things that we know about things. And those things that we know about arguably can help our know how. But it isn't always the case. Oftentimes we know about things that don't in any way aid or facilitate or benefit that know how. And in fact, it may be the case that the more that we know about things that we can't bring into know how, that we can't make in some way useful to our lives, the more that that itself is evil. And I bring this up because I think there is a proliferation of irrelevant information. People are drowning from irrelevance, and the way they're fleeing from the very irrelevance is to pander to themselves into the immediate sense of what's, I guess, conveniently funny or entertaining for the moment. It's really pretty tragic, right? I mean, the tragedy around us is that people think so little of themselves. They so impoverish themselves by not making themselves instruments of their own destiny. There are people on YouTube right now who I'm pretty convinced are reading and they're studying and they're using the YouTube videos and they're engaging YouTube videos. They're both shooting them and they're watching them, and they're doing so to help better themselves, to spread important messages, to advance social causes, to bring about some kind of change in the world which they believe will be beneficial and important. I think there are other people, though, who are so convinced that they're irrelevant and who have not ever really thought about their obligation to assume that they are their own destiny. That too many people haven't really recognized that without them owning that problem of what to do with themselves, they'll never be able to tell what relevant information from irrelevant information would be. And so, if you can't tell the difference between relevant information and irrelevant information, you're going to be something very similar to a child who simply wants moment by moment pleasures or a moment by moment distraction that allows the time to pass in some kind of entertained or pleasurable way. The question really is, what are people for? Lee Thayer, whose work I recommend, and I've recommended it more than one occasion, he would say to his students when he would teach, he would say, what are people for? That is the critical question. Why are people here? What is the purpose of the self-aware cosmos? Why would the cosmos itself be self-aware and have purpose itself, be open to new purposes? I don't have the answer, but I think the answer that we seek is not a truthful answer. It's not an answer that gives us the truth about why people are here. It's a truth that we can live. People need truths that they can make lives out of, and part of the great truths would be that individuals believe that they're going to make a great difference in the world. Without those fantasies, those illusions, I don't think anyone could actually commit a great act. I think you do have to commit a great act, and oftentimes you will do so against the odds. Now, the odds, that itself is a very interesting expression. It's as if many people, they look around and they say, well, the odds are I'll never do anything great. That itself is sort of banking against oneself. I think it's very dangerous. I think it's immoral. And it's immoral not because it's a crime against others, but it's a crime against what one could do. It's like the more information that you have that you either can't act upon or don't act upon, the more powerless you'll be in your life. To become powerful in your life, to create a powerful life, is to begin with a purpose and then to generate relevance according to that purpose and then to strategically act upon that information to bring one's know about into one's know how. And so the task then is, what are people for? Why are we doing what we're doing? And how well informed can we be to do that? We're certainly doing something if we're just going to sit around, pass the time, and to entertain ourselves. That may be fun for some people. I certainly don't want to deny that people are entitled to do that. But I wonder how many people don't really know what a great goal would be. They don't know how to envision what a great difference would be, and they don't see themselves in there. They've been talked into a crunchy, chip-eating, TV-watching chair sitter, and that's sort of, I guess, the world that we've come to live in. But it's too bad when I think too many people sell themselves so shortly.